How are we doing, folks? James from OPT Fitness here again. And it's been a while, but we are going to relaunch this podcast series. And we are going to have a mixture of just me talking to the camera like this, giving you my thoughts and my opinions and any updates. And we're also going to have the old style where I'll be chatting to some folk, getting their ideas, getting their opinions, and just talking just general rubbish about the fitness industry, where we fit in it, any new developments, things we like about it, and things we don't like about it. So hopefully you're going to stick along with us and just watch the whole series as it comes out. We're hoping to do one podcast a week. We've got some cracking people that are sort of lined up to come along and talk to you and give you their experience of being in the fitness industry. We've got a whole mixture of different types of fitness providers. And I'm hoping that we can get somebody along that is specifically to do with people with additional needs when it comes to the physicality as well. And how does the fitness industry help protect and service them? So yeah, we're not going to leave any stone unturned here. Every single subject will be crossed as far as I'm concerned. Nothing is off limits. I will probably disagree with some of the things that some people say, and they will absolutely disagree with some of the things I'm going to say. It's not going to stop me saying them, and I won't stop them saying theirs. What a boring place it would be if we were all exactly the same. That's my view on this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this series and everything else. Just to give you a little bit then of where we've been as well, and why you haven't seen much of us. If you've been following me at all on any of my social media, you'll know that I've had some quite serious health issues. I did try and relaunch the podcast a couple of months ago, but I wasn't ready for it and it was too early and I shouldn't have done it. So we will have that guest, which was Ross from 4CBX. We'll definitely have him back on because he's brilliant to talk to, an inspirational guy. Last time I spoke to him, he was getting ready to fly out to one of the Spanish islands, which I can't remember which one it was, to do an Ironman competition. And I know he completed it, and I know he did well at it, but I can't remember exactly what it was. So we'll get him to tell us all about that. And I watched him the other day complete the Paisley 10K with one of his children. So let's talk about, bringing your family into fitness as well, and what a man to do it with, but Ross. We're also hoping to get Kevin McIntyre back in, who you've all seen before, former middleweight boxer, European boxing champion, runs a fabulous unit out in Johnston. And then there'll be a couple of other folk and some new faces who we've never spoken to before, who you've never seen before, who have recently, inside the last year, opened up gyms within the area, doing different things, specializes in different things. We're also hoping to get Chris Doran from Reaper Grappling back in as well. Chris is a fabulous guy. What a setup he's got out there. When it comes to the sort of MMA and wrestling, proper wrestling, not WWE wrestling, setup that it's hard to beat what he does out there. So I'm really looking forward to having him back in and catching up and finding out what he's done. And then one thing we're going to do that we didn't manage last time is we're going to get some girls involved that are in the fitness industry and have a chat to them and see what a difference it makes being a woman in this very much male-dominated industry. And let's see what they feel, see what they've got to say on it. And, of course, do they do anything differently? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this series coming out. So there we are. So hopefully you'll stick with us, and we will see what we can get done. Do I kick it off? I think just now. Yeah. Let's have a chat. So I'm going to be very controversial with some of you. I think some people are not going to like what I'm about to say. I've been noticing recently, especially on TikTok, things like that, all of the nonsense about do this exercise and you will lose belly fat. Now, it's the one thing in the fitness industry that we've been fighting against for absolute years. There is no exercise out there you can do that targets any particular part of the body for fat loss. There is no exercise. It doesn't exist. It's a lie. All right. So those of you that are out there watching all these brand new wannabes on whatever they are, I don't know. I don't even want to call them. I don't want to call them influencers, but they are, because they're clearly influencing people because people are taking notice of them. They're talking nonsense. There is no exercise you can do that targets a specific part of your body to lose fat. Your body will decide, depending on who you are and what fat it is, what fat it decides to get rid of first. Simple as that. So don't be fooled. A good rounded routine will help you lose weight and help you lose fat, depending on whether or not you go to a good PT or not. And everybody should have a training plan. Whether or not it's one you do online and you buy one and everything else, that's fine. As much as I think it would be fabulous if every single person could have their own PT one-on-one, 4 times a week, that would be absolutely amazing. Well, first of all, that would be expensive really quickly for most of us that can't afford that. Secondly, for giving up 4 nights or 4 days a week to train, or 4 times a week to train, is a lot of ask for a lot of people. And what can you do in between hand? So even if it's an online program from a good PT source or a good training source, nothing wrong with buying an online program that you follow yourself and gives you a set structure and everything else. But make sure you understand why you're having that plan in the first place and what you hope to achieve from it. Okay. But if you can't afford a PT 4 times a week, go for it. If I could, I would. I do have my own training plan as well that I don't provide for myself. It's it's bought in from what I would say one of the best strong men in the world. I bought his plan and I follow it, and it seems to work for me. So even your coach should be getting coached. So don't be afraid to have your own. One of the other things I quickly want to touch on, and I'm just going to throw a bombshell and then run away, and you can leave it in the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me how wrong I am. Is this myth, and as far as I'm concerned, it is a myth. You can't lose weight, or you won't lose weight by running. Now, 2 things with that. I think what people mean, first of all, is you won't lose weight immediately by running, theoretically, because the argument is always the same. When you run, you burn the calories in your bloodstream, and then the first time you eat, they're replaced. Okay, that's the argument for it not working when you're running, which is fine, and it's true when you're not used to running and when your body's not used to running, because when you start running, your heart rate goes through the roof, and it just burns the calories in your bloodstream already, and then when you eat, bang, goes straight back in again. But when you have been running for a while, well, your body's used to it. It doesn't raise your heart rate as high as that. So it is just another form of exercise that puts strain on the muscle. My belief and my reasoning for this is, you look at any good runner that's been running for a while. None of them are fat, are they? I don't know. I think the proof's in the pudding with that one. Or not having pudding is probably the best way to not be fat. Anyway, no form of exercise, no training plan at all in the world will make you thin if you don't eat properly as well. Regardless of what plan you do, regardless of how you do it, regardless of who you are, regardless of who your trainer is, calorie deficit is the absolute only way to lose weight. All right. And that takes me on to what I would consider my final point for this session is, let's also not do these absolutely ridiculous online training plans, calorie deficit diets, which are asking fully grown men to eat only 800 calories or something stupid like that for 6 to 8 weeks. Wow. That is unbelievable. Unless you are about to go in for emergency surgery to save your life, there is no reason for that fully grown man or a woman to only be eating 800 calories a day. That is just ridiculous. Any weight that you do lose will be water weight to start with, and will also guaranteed come back on at least that amount the minute you start eating properly. Guarantee it. In fact, if it doesn't happen to you, tell me and I'll pay you, because I guarantee it does. Anyway, what we should be looking at is a sensible calorie deficit. And remembering, of course, we're now adding lots more exercise into this, so your calorie burn will go up. For most people, they don't actually have to go below 1,800 calories a day or 2,000 calories for a man, because now we've added in exercise, you may be burning anything up to 3,500 calories a day as a man. So if you're still eating 2,000 calories, you're still in a calorie deficit. It's not difficult. Don't let anybody tell you any different. It's a nonsense. Okay, you do not need to eat so little calories if you're burning them properly. And when do you stop eating so little calories? What damage have you already done to your body? And how much weight are you going to pile on in a really short space of time when you go back to eating properly? Okay, there we are. So there's my controversial, potentially controversial bombshell that I've thrown out there. What do you think? How wrong am I? How right am I? Let me know in the comments. And we can maybe use that and all your comments as the basis of our next podcast, whether that be just me on my own or whether that be one of the guests. And let's see. And if you've got anybody you think I should be speaking to that's local to Renfrewshire, let me know and we'll see if they want to come on and have a chat. Okay. And obviously Glasgow. And now we've got the Renfrewshire Bridge. And anybody even from Clydebank. I'm happy to speak to anybody. Right? Listen, thank you for staying with me as long as you did. I promise these will become more and more interesting the more we do them, because some of the guests are just going to be absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. Keep smiling. Everything is easy with a smile, and I'll see you again soon.